The topic today is the response to criticism on the closure of the Strait of Hormuz and the obsolescence of solar modules. We posted this talk on YouTube and we have received considerable amount of response to this video. There were several comments. Most of them are emotional. Some of them are rational. I would like to respond to those rational comments. So in this video, what I would like to do is first briefly review what we talked about and then respond to the criticism. What I did was essentially connecting the dots on various elements of this issue, namely religion, history, trade, geology, the US-Iran war, and energy. The term Hormuz represents the supreme Zoroastrian god. During the 10th century, this region, that is the present-day Iran, was ruled by the kingdom of Hormuz. They were very shrewd businessmen. They were trading luxury goods like musk, cinnamon, swords, and things like that, mainly to countries like India and China. A small group of those Persians packed their bags and went to India and settled there in the northwestern part of India, that is today called Gujarat. There, one Mr. Jamshedji Tata was born, and he was a shrewd businessman. He started a small trading company in a city called Bombay in those days. Now it's called Mumbai. That trading company has mushroomed into the Tata Group today, the India's single largest multinational conglomerate. It's worth $280 billion US dollars. And they have groups dealing with airlines, steel, power, you name it, the Tata Group has it. Coming back to the Persia, the group that remained in Persia, they were monitoring the trade that is going through the present-day Strait of Hormuz. They're mainly interested in the control of the maritime trade routes. Even then, they realized the strategic importance of this area, this little seaway. So they named after the supreme god, Hormuz. And this area is 39 kilometers in width. That's 21 nautical miles. And that's on one side you have the Persian Gulf, and on the other you have the Gulf of Oman. When you come to the bathymetric map, the water depth ranges from 60 to 100 meters. So this is a narrow, shallow sea, but strategically very important. The next, if you put all this in a geological setting, you have the northeastern part, the Eurasian plate, the southwestern part, the Arabian plate. The Arabian plate is moving in a northeasterly direction and collide with the Eurasian plate, causing the Zagros mountain chains. It's composed of fold and thrust belts. And the collision started almost 34 million years ago. And it is still going on today at the rate of 20 to 30 millimeter per year. In front of this mountain chain, we have a large basin, thousands of meters of sediments accumulated that allowed the formation of a major oil field This is called Awas oil field, which is the Iranian largest oil field, the richest oil field, with 65.5 billion barrels in proven reserve. So you come to the Strait of Hormuz. This Strait of Hormuz is the world's most critical oil choke point. Nearly 20 million barrels of oil pass through every day. When it was halted due to the US-Iran war, it halted the passage of oil and LNG. This had major consequences. Number one, the gasoline price in the US gone up. According to Wall Street Journal, it surged $1 in a matter of 60 days. Because of the jet fuel shortage, the Lufthansa has canceled 20,000 flights. Because of the shortage of jet fuel again, the Spirit Airlines was shut down totally. And because of the LNG shortage, which is a major ingredient in fertilizer, the United Nations announced that 45 million people will go into hunger by the month of June. Because of the shortage of diesel, the trucking industry will face 45 billion US dollars in cost increase. So we are witnessing total collapse of the global economy because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. To give you an example, this data comes from the Wall Street Journal. This is the chart for the period of January 26 to March 26. We are looking at the average price for a gallon of gas in the US. The curve goes like this, and when it reaches this red vertical line, that is the US-Iran war, and that started on February 28th, and the curve spikes up. It's almost like a hockey stick. Let's compare this price change after the war for the gasoline to that of the solar modules. This is the curve for solar modules, 4 solar modules, published by PV Exchange. The curve you are seeing for 4 modules is the PV price index. And this is for a period from April 2025 to April 2026. So when you go from the start to finish, it's pretty much a horizontal line. This is the time of war, this vertical line. There is no change between the price index before and after. This is quite different from what we saw for the gas price. Why is that? Because at the time of global energy crisis, fossil fuels are obsolete, but solar modules are obsolete. This is because humans cannot exist without oil. This was the conclusion I reached. We posted on YouTube. We got a lot of criticisms, and one of them that is a very rational one, it said, I did not explain why solar modules are obsolete. This is partly true because I did talk about the United Nations cautioning 45 million people go into hunger and so on. But I would like to address this criticism in a little bit more detail. Modern civilization still runs on oil, and no amount of solar capacity can replace the unique roles of oil plays in transportation, petrochemicals, fertilizers, and global trade. From a pragmatic existential viewpoint, solar modules are obsolete. Yes, solar modules do produce electricity on a temporary basis, But electricity is not a substitute for oil or liquefied natural gas, which is LNG. The LNG transforms into natural gas, into ammonia, into urea, and that develop the crop yields, which increase the food supply. Without these fertilizers, billions would face food insecurity and would perish due to global famine. This is what the UN News was cautioning and that I mentioned during my previous talk. LNG also powers many food processing industries directly. On the other hand, solar modules are obsolete when it comes to feeding the billions worldwide. Thank you for watching CO2 Coalition videos.